Okay, so question number 1 is all about the differentiability of fx and gx. So to start with, let me write down when do we say a function is differentiable. A function is differentiable when the left hand derivative and the right hand derivative are finite and equal. And what does this left hand derivative look like? Well, if I am interested in finding the derivative at, say, the point A, I would find the limit of this expression as x tends to a from the left hand side, and the right hand derivative would look something like this. The only difference is that this time I am approaching the point A from the right hand side. So another way to figure out these LHD and RHD is to first find out the limit of the expression fx minus fa upon x minus a as the entire thing in one go, as in I would find a general expression, and after I found this limit I would worry in the end as to where x is approaching a from. So is it approaching from the right hand side or the left hand side would be worried about in the end once I found the limit of this entire expression. So it would turn out that this way of approaching the problem would be easier in our case. Okay, so for the first function fx, let me first try and find out this expression. In this case, a is 0. The question asks for the differentiability at the point 0. So we would find a limit as x tends to 0 of the expression fx minus f0 upon x minus 0. Now, fx is x into sine 1 by x whenever x is not 0. Alright, so fx would be x sine 1 by x minus f0 is 0 by definition, and in the denominator we have x minus 0. Now if I cancel out these x's, I am left with this expression. Okay, so a point to note here is that I can actually cancel out these x's because x is not exactly 0. It is coming to 0, but it's not exactly 0. It could be 0.0001 or something smaller than that, but it's not exactly 0, so I'm allowed to cancel out the numerator and the denominator. But this limit here, this limit of sine 1 by x as x tends to 0 is clearly not defined. So it does not exist. Why? Because as x tends to 0, I don't know where sine 1 by x would lead me to. Alright, so 1 by x would tend to infinity. But sine 1 by x would not be defined. It would oscillate between minus 1 and 1. So it's not going to give me a definite answer. It would be something in between minus 1 and 1 because sine function is bounded in itself, but it would not be a finite fixed value. So we call this limit to be not defined. And because this is not defined, we would not have an LHD or an RHD. So this function is not differentiable at x equal to 0. Right. Now let me talk about the next function, gx. And now let me try and find out the limit as x tends to 0 of gx minus g0 upon x minus 0. Again, this gx would be picked up from this part of the definition. Why? Because I am not writing gx when x is exactly 0. Gx is to be used when x is slightly greater than or smaller than 0. And in that case, the definition says that gx would be x square into sine of 1 by x minus g of exact 0 is 0 and x minus 0. Again, one of the x's cancel out, and what I'm left with is limit x into sine 1 by x as x tends to 0. Now here's the tricky part. You would say that in the above question, in the above fx, sine 1 by x would oscillate between minus 1 and 1, and we said that the limit does not exist. Right, so why not the same case in this question? Even in this part, we have sine 1 over x. But we know that even though we don't really understand what its value would be, but we know it would be between minus 1 and 1. It's something that's bounded. It's not going to blow up to infinity or something like that. But we have this finite function here whose limit would tend to exact 0 as x tends to 0. Okay, so this left hand thing, this function x would go to 0, and this function on the right hand side would be some number between -1 and 1. So eventually what would happen is that the final answer would turn out to be 0. Alright, so no matter what side of 0 you come from, let's say you are approaching this function from the positive side of 0, you would still get the limit to be 0, and even if you approach it from the negative side of 0, you would still get the answer as 0. So for gx we can say that the left hand derivative and the right hand derivatives are equal and also equal to a finite number, that is 0 in this case. So gx is differentiable, fx is not differentiable, and given it as given in the question, it should be option number B. So the answer is B for this part.